Welcome gamers and anime lovers, I'm your host Caleb and you're watching Bot Boy the Dude. Now if you're watching this, I'm assuming you're either trying to just break away from the meta, you just want to have a little bit more fun, or you could just be a new player and you don't know what teams to run. It's okay, I have you. These are some great ways to build your own teams in Black Clover Mobile. So I hope this video helps you, and if it does, tell me in the comments, because that's my job. That's my job to help you. So I'm going to look at the leaderboards real quick. As you can see, these people do not all run the exact same team. It is not one team dominates the whole meta. It is a little bit more like that on JP. It's Black Asta and a little bit of Marileona. Marileona is shaking the meta up a little bit. I've attacked once. I've gotten one victory. I haven't done any attacks really since the season reset. But I have a pretty high win rate. It's around 95% is usually my average. And I'm going to show you how to make your own team. So step one, I would see if you want to have a speed team or a more tanky team. Speed teams, the Finro and Voltos, they will go first, but you are kind of losing a slot when you could have a defender or something, just be a little bit more tanky. You need to decide if you have an attacker, what attacker you want to be. Do you want to be an AoE attacker? How much damage does that attacker need to do to carry that team? Yami, he's an okay attacker, more of a PvE unit. You're better off going something like Noelle, Julius. Those meta units are great attackers and can carry a team. This is the very meta speed team that's happening right now on Global. It died off a little bit after Julius came out. Once he came out, about a month after, it died out. So you need to decide speed or defensive. For the purposes of this video, I'm going to give you a little bit of amalgamation of both, but the reason I'm putting the debuffers on screen is because they've been turned into mini defensive units with this newest update. The whole point of defensive units are making them not want to attack your team and them being very strategic about how they attack your team. This new Noelle skill page makes them not want to attack you at all. 20% chance at 0 dupes to take away one of their SP. If they're hitting you with 2 AoE attacks, they've lost their whole team's ultimate. They can't do any ultimates and there's nothing they can do about it. Putting this on your debuffer and running into a Noelle is a dream come true, because that counterattack's going to minus their SP, that skill 1's going to minus their SP, everything's going to minus their SP, and it's going to be wonderful. So for the purposes of this video, I'm going to be running a more tanky team. I'm going to have Rill as kind of my tank, because they're not going to want to try to attack him with that Noelle skill page. They might attack him once, and once they find out what skill page he has on, they're going to be like, whoa, let's not do that again. That's going to really suck. My attacker is going to be Noelle most likely, and the reason for that is she serves two purposes. She's defensive and offensive with her skill 2. And that's another thing you need to think about. You need to think about, am I going to be running barriers or am I going to be running healers? Normally if you run both, that's going to be a little bit overkill. If you don't have Noelle, maybe you saved up for Julius. Julius is a wonderful option. If you have Julius, he is going to be one-shotting a lot of people. You need to invest in him. But as I was saying, you need to decide between barriers or healers. Healers are very good, but when combined with barriers, it becomes too much. The healers aren't going to be healing because you're not taking health damage, and the barriers are just going to become kind of useless. Now, while you are going to choose this, I just want you to know that there is block HP recovery. That's a thing. So if you are going to do healers, I feel like Charmy is really the only thing you can go with, because there's not as much continuous HP recovery block, except with the new Noelle that just came out. If you put her skill page on her, she will give continuous HP recovery block. So in my personal opinion, since a lot of people are going to be running Noelle, I would run Noelle and run barriers. That's what I would do. The only problem with barriers though is it has its own counter, although it's a lot less popular, and that counter is going to be Fuego. Season 3 Fuegoleon will completely destroy any type of barrier team and ruin their day. Mono green, any type of barrier team, it's going to be destroyed by Fuegoleon. The only reason that he's not as big as a threat is he's not very popular. A lot of people don't like running Fuegoleon. I think he's underrated. He's who I got through my gateway. Alright, sorry for the cutaway. My cat decided to mess up my camera, and that was a very fun thing. So anyway, in this team, we have decided between barriers and we also have our attacker, and we also have our kind of pseudo tank. That's what we need in this team. That's going to be great, and it's going to cover 3 options in 2 characters. It's going to be very nice. Now, running another tank in this team wouldn't be a bad decision, considering he has taunt. He will take some fire off of our other 2 characters. That's always something you need. Not necessarily needed. Sorry for the second cutaway. If you heard that clicking noise, my cat was trying to turn on my gas stove. I'm having a wonderful day today. Back to the video. So, Klaus, I have level 100. Don't judge me. I do it for the memes. But having a defender, they can buff up your team's defense, literally buffing it, or just giving your team another layer of defense. This Asta is a replacement for what's going to be in 6 days. We're going to get Black Asta, another. It's a defense offense hybrid. It's going to be really good. So you might want to do that, or you might want to run a supporter. Supporters can range from defensive support, offensive support, speed support. There are many types of categories of supporters inside of the supporter class. Supporter is a very general term in this game. If you say, oh, I'm gonna run a supporter, you have no idea what you're gonna run. There are multiple different types of supporters inside of that class. A supporter I would run would be Finral. Now, not only does he serve as the speed meta, which I said I wasn't going to be using, but he gives your whole entire team all attack and critical rate increase. This is going to boost your damage by so much, and it's extremely underrated. I think he is looked at as a speed meta unit only, and his attack capabilities are overlooked in a lot of capacities. People don't think, oh, this character can boost my damage. They're like, oh, I get to go first. So after this is a little bit more of personal preference. What do you like? Do you want to run around attacker? Do you want to run a debuffer? Me personally, with this personal team comp, I would say I don't have enough damage because Rill's going to give incapacitate and Noelle's going to nuke, but that's not going to be enough damage to kill the entire team. I need another AoE nuker. So Julius is a great option because he can single out one person and then finish him up with a skill 2. So that's the team I'm going to go with because I think that's what's best, and that's my original team. This is a great way to structure your personal team building. Is okay, I can tank a hit, so I don't need a speed unit, but I can use a speed unit as a supporter anyways because it increases my attack. It's a great thing to do. The debuffers, having Noelle's skill page is a huge, almost a must. For attackers, Charmy is also another great unit. And honestly, debuffer Noelle, not my personal favorite, as I've said in other videos, but you can make it work. It's not a bad unit, it's just not my personal favorite. Just think about that. You think about your damage. Think about how you're mitigating damage. Think about how you're going to take and regenerate that damage. Barriers versus healers. Fuegoleon versus Cauterize and things like that. Those types of things, and where the meta is currently at, what units are going to change the meta, will change how you build teams. My team is obviously not a meta team. It's kind of all over the place, but it still works. It still has a 95% win rate. Excuse me. You do not need a only meta team to be able to win. Now, if you just don't want to think about it, run a meta team, sure, but those can get very expensive. Those can get very pay to win. Black Asta and Witch King is a very pay to win team, and it's not something that free-to-play players can afford to do with our limited amount of resources. So I hope this video helped y'all. I really hope that you guys get a higher win rate because of it. Please subscribe to the channel.